Morning. I'm canning tomatoes, stewed tomatoes and salsa today. Of course, I start out by my washing of the tomatoes in the vinegar, 1 cup per sink full. Set about an hour or so. Then I rinse, let them set in the sink overnight in regular water. This morning I drained them, started dicing, cutting them up. I ended up with a little over 1 case of tomatoes, and I had, it's going to be 5-gallon Ziploc bags. I basically split that in half, one to do salsa and then the stewed tomatoes, which I decided to cook first. I chop up 1 whole onion and added just a hand, full of salt, pepper, and just a hint of garlic. A lot of people don't like all that in their stewed tomatoes. I do. With my salsa, I'm going to use some fresh cayenne out of a garden, jalapenos, tomatoes, onion, of course, and that's going to make my salsa, which we'll get into that as I do it. Right now, it's time to jar up the stewed tomatoes. They've cooked about an hour on medium heat so that they don't scorch on the bottom. Got the onions, like I said, salt, pepper, and a pinch of garlic. Got all the froth that come off the top, the acid. I just scoop that out and discard. You really don't want to put that into your tomatoes. I have the utensils of this gets the items right into the jar without making a mess. You do not boil, but you heat the water up enough to where this is a magnetic stick, and it heats up. If you can see that, it's the rubber ring that's going to help hold and seal your jars. I also take a pot of scalding water and I sterilize my jars. You can do it several ways. I've baked them in the oven, 200 degrees for 20 minutes. I've boiled water, scalded, and put them in the sink till I was ready, which I pulled out 5 or 6 jars already. You can also put them in the dishwasher. Just on the rinse cycle, it sanitizes them. You don't want any bacteria in your product to grow. Then all your hard work's wasted. I don't like wasting my time. I just scoop out the tomato onion mix. I do not add water. This is all juice from the tomatoes as they have cooked down. I just put them in the jars. Now I like to leave a 1/2 inch from the top. Usually, if I see right there that my jar is full, I'll pull it out. Once it settles, that's about a 1/2 inch. You want to get air bubbles out. This is another cool little trick. You just move your tomatoes, and it allows any air bubbles down there to come up to the top. Once that's done, this is also a measuring stick. It lets you know it's a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches from the top. A lot of recipes calls for different levels that you need to have airspace in there. Once I get all the bubbles out, I take my little magic. Whew, this is pretty hot. And you want to make sure, get ahead of myself here, want to make sure that the rim is free and clear of any debris. You don't want a seed getting stuck on there or something, and it will cause this rim to not seal. I put them on, make sure it's on good. You don't want to do these too tight, but I do it hand tight, about like that, and I turn my tomatoes over. Just helps get that seal really good and hot. Don't take but a minute. Alright, y'all. I'm still jarring up these tomatoes, and later this afternoon I'll be doing the salsa. Basically the exact same way. It just depends on your ingredients that you put in there. Green beans to follow. So hope you have a great day, and if you want to know what else we can, how we do it, I don't mind sharing. Just like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.